Above all else, an estate car should be hugely practical, and that's why Volkswagen has given its new Passat Estate the largest boot in its class. Now let's see if this car's got it. Let's have a look. There we go. Almost caught me out there. But yes, it's got one of those automated tailgates. You just waggle your foot underneath the bumper and the boot opens automatically. And there we have it, the largest boot in its class. Like I said, it can swallow quite a few suitcases. You'll notice it's a nice square shape. There's no load lip to lift things over. Also the load height, it isn't that high off the ground, so you don't have to pick things up too far to put them into the back of the car. If you look here, you'll see that the parcel shelf is actually automatically retracted slightly when I open the boot to make it go the way. You just tap it. And these things in estate cars can be a nightmare to remove, but this one, look at this. It's dead easy. They can also be very heavy, but this one is actually nice and light. If you look here, this particular model we've got today has a central seat you can fold down, which is great if you need to carry skis, and still 2 rear passengers as well. You can fold down the seats there, obviously, but also there's some handy levers here. No, there we go, this one. Let me just put that seat down because it's not attached to the middle one. There we go. You will see you have a fairly flat low bay, which is great for sliding items to the back. Okay, so the seats don't lie completely flat, but there's no ridge, so it's not too bad. And look at the total load volume you've got there. It's absolutely massive. You can easily carry a wardrobe in this car. Now let's have a quick look under here, see what we've got. It's a full-size spare wheel. It's like being back in the 1980s. That is very uncommon these days. Though I should point out that most Passats have a space-saver spare wheel, but it's still better than the usual tyre sealant and compressor that you get on most cars. Okay then, how about the back seats? Well, the Passat Estate has a huge opening for the rear doors, which makes it dead easy to get in or to fit a child seat. And once you're in place, you notice you've got loads of knee room. Headroom's really good as well. For reference, I'm 179 centimetres. If I move into the middle seat, well, you do sit higher up, but still there's loads of headroom. And because the car's wide on the inside, you can carry 3 adults abreast here. If you look down here, you will notice there's a lump in the floor, but it's not too much of a problem because the footwells are massive, so you don't end up playing foot wars with the other passengers. So overall, the Passat Estate is great for carrying people and their stuff. Up front, the Passat is even more impressive. Okay, so it's a bit understated in that usual Volkswagen way, but it's very neat and tidy, while the feeling of quality is a noticeable step up from that in any of its rivals. Of course, in typical Volkswagen style, everything in this cabin is just so well thought out, so you can operate it really easily. In fact, you can operate it with your eyes shut, as I'll demonstrate now. So there you go, eyes shut. Remember, this is not my car, so I'm not familiar with it. So I'm driving along. Obviously, I'm not driving along with my eyes shut, but you know what I'm trying to do here. So I'm driving along and there we go, temperature control, no problem at all. I want to put my heated seat on. There we go, there's my heated seat. And there we go, there's the fan speed. All dead easy, and I did it with my eyes shut. But once again, obviously not when I'm driving. All cars get a colour touchscreen with digital radio and Bluetooth. SE adds front and rear parking sensors and automatic headlamps and windscreen wipers. Plus, it's the pick of the range, while this GT model gets stuff like satellite navigation and leather and Alcantara seats, which are super comfy. In terms of safety, all cars get 9 airbags as standard, including one for the driver's knee and a trailer stabilisation system. All but the entry-level car get an adaptive cruise control system with emergency city braking, which can prevent an accident at low speeds. And in terms of cubby spaces here in the cabin, well, let's just tick those off now. So there's a handy cubby down here, and obviously one under the centre armrest. You've got a large glove box which can hold a 2-litre bottle of water, and you can also put that in the side door bin as well. You can keep your mobile phone if you want in the cup holders or a cup of coffee. And up here, you've got somewhere for your sunglasses or to hide your mobile phone away out of sight. You can only get the Passat Estate with diesel power, and the engine to go for is the lower power version of the 2-litre TDI, as it strikes the perfect balance between price, performance and economy. Speaking of which, Volkswagen says this automatic version will do over 60 miles per gallon. But shall we see what it'll actually return out in the real world when you're sat on the motorway at 70 miles an hour? So I'm sat at 70 miles an hour and it's doing about 45 miles per gallon, so not quite what Volkswagen says, but it's not too bad really for this kind of car. And I should point out that this is the automatic. Now the automatic's very good, but it's slightly less economical than the manual, and the manual's very good as well, so I reckon you just save yourself some money and get the Passat with a manual gearbox.
Overall, the Passat Estate is very good to drive. It's extremely quiet, though be warned, you do get a bit more tyre roll on the larger alloy wheels, though it's never bad.
This is a very comfy car to travel in, whether you're commuting on the motorway or you're driving around town having to deal with potholes and speed bumps and such. It also handles very well. It does that VW thing where it goes exactly where you point, it just sticks to the road like glue. It's completely unflappable, nothing phases it really at all. Though you'd never describe it as being a fun car in the same way that, say, a Mazda 6 Tourer is.
Another minor niggle with the Passat Estate is perhaps the way it looks. It's smart enough, but next to the more flamboyant Mondeo Estate, it's just a little bit unexciting.
Overall though, the Passat is a brilliant estate car, and it's now posh enough to take on more expensive premium rivals such as the Mercedes C-Class Estate. And you can watch our video review of that by clicking here, or for one of its more traditional rivals you can watch our review of the Mazda 6 Tourer by clicking there. If you click up there you can watch our very latest video review. If you click just above my head you can go through to our website to see the very latest prices on the VW Passat Estate, and of course if you click on our logo you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't worry, if you're watching on mobile you can do the exact same thing by following the links below the video.